I was listening to the meeting and then I wasn't looking at it.
Okay.
I noticed. Anyway, whatever. We'll get started here because we have enough people. So welcome everyone to the Giveth governance call, 18th of April. I'll be your host, Mitch. We'll get started with some check-ins. How you feeling? What your focus is this week, and your intentions for the call. I am feeling fresh and ready for the week. I want to push out this week give drop address, retroactive givebacks, and what was the last thing? Oh, yeah. Uni V2 farm. Intentions for this call is just to facilitate, and I'll pass it to Amin.
Hello, everyone. I like to talk about multi-transaction, and of course, the pools are important, and that's it, mostly. I'm a little tired. I'm not distracted. I pass it to Carlos.
Hey guys, I'm feeling great. Not much to add. Really here to think and see what's going on. And yeah, I won my 13 NRGIF tokens. So both. I'll pass it to Freshell.
Hi everyone, so happy Monday. I'm feeling awesome. I just got back from my vacation, and my focus for this week is to manage the buddy reviews and give out and share the responses to the buddies and those who needs it, and some work agreements. And yeah, just catching up on everything. And intentions for this call is about the buddy reviews, reminders, and all of that. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
My focus for the week is I'm feeling fine. My focus for the week is give power and the call DAO regen farm, and maybe this give die uni v2 pull. If we're gonna do it, then I'm gonna try to manage to make sure it happens. And also I want to make sure that we get this middle finger stream stuff ended because the vote has passed for that. Also, I have a buddy call, and so I was thinking about some things regarding the buddy calls and the contributor reviews and the access to this information and that I want to definitely discuss in this call. I'm not distracted. I'm washing dishes, so it just takes me a second. Oh, Danny, there's a lot of feedback, so it takes me a second to unmute. Anyway, that's all. I'll pass it to Griff.
GM. I'm feeling great, refreshed from a nice break off of the normal standard work week, which is calls all the time. Had way fewer calls last week. It was really fun. My focus this week is mostly recovering, although also partially figuring out the Rari pool and trying to get the Angel Vault up. That's probably where I'll restart that work. So I'm excited about that. And intentions for this call, just catch up on all the action that's happening. I'm sure there seems to be lots of votes, including there's a vote if anyone has tribe tokens that I added to the agenda. And I'll pass it to Kotabe.
Never know when I'm muted or not. Sorry. Hi everyone, GM. Hope everyone is doing good. My intentions for the meeting is to sync with everyone and see what's happening in the governance, in the Giveth governance, and maybe push a little bit from my side. I want to get more feedback on the builders Giveth sandbox. Would love to get your insights. A lot of people have already tell me some really good insights. Appreciate that. And my intentions for the week. I want to test a little bit more the DApp, and I want to talk a little bit of what region farms can be from DAO to DAO. I have a meeting with Lauren about that. So those are my main two things, I think, this week. I have some issues to close on SignHub, and that's it. Thank you. And I'll pass it to Danny Dos. Can you take it?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, just checking in on the different votes that are in all the different places. I think I've voted, but I just want to make sure I'm caught up on everything, and looking forward to Giveth Connect tomorrow. So whatever I need to work on, I'm here, and I'm going to pass it over to Nicola. We're here in the same place today.
Hi, everybody. I'm feeling good, so much better than last week. My focus and intentions for this is always just listen and learn. And my focus for the week is getting involved in the Giveth Connect, being as helpful as I can with finalizing the Givepex thing with Mitch, and yeah, just exploring and deepening my knowledge. And I'm gonna pass it to, I'm not sure who did my call.
Sure, we could pass it to Benz.
Hey, my intention is to check in on governance, see what's going on. And then for the week, I'd like to start talking to some of the smaller, like, nonprofit projects that I'm kind of connected to, and just kind of introduce them to Giveth and see what they see as like barriers to use and things like that. So more talking with some of these projects that aren't onboarded yet. I don't know who all's gone, but I'll give it a shot. Giant Ken, you gone yet?
Nice.
The better I'm going to do in a minute. I'm feeling good. I don't remember the wording, but I'm looking at the Rory poll. Somebody already mentioned some of it, and I like to connect, keep up on everything that's going on. I'm gonna have to pass it back to you, Mitch, because I really don't know.
I think we still got Monique.
Good morning. I'm feeling good. And my focus for this week is just to finalize the not analyzed issues that we have on the board, and try to make it clear, and also have a plan, because we're a little bit blocked. And my intention for this call is just to sync up with you, catch up with you, everything, and know that I'm missing a forum post or whatever related to this governance. Pass it back to you, Mitch.
Sure, and I think we're just missing Oki Abe.
Hey, GM everyone. I'm checking in with my body because I got a bit of a stuffy nose, so I think my body's trying to tell me something. But this week I'm focused on adding some off-ramping value into fiat from Madagascar, from another DAO. That'll be good for other nonprofits working with field partners in that region.
Any intentions for the call?
Oh yeah, I wanted to follow the conversation around the PFP and FT project.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And I think we missed Matteo. Did you go?
No, Mitch. Yeah, I can go now. GM, happy week. Nothing much to add, to be honest. Just very interested in the proposal of Kotabe about the Giveth sandbox and many other features that we may add after we do release this week. planning the roadmap for the development and all of that. But for this call, mainly want to participate and sync with everyone. I was the last one, no?
I think we got everyone. And let's get started. One thing we just added in here, Giantkin reached out. There is, got duplicates. This is just if you hold any tribe tokens. This is on the Fuse Rory Capital snapshot. So this is to open whitelist the Giveth DAO as a Fuse pool creator. And if you hold any tribe tokens, then you can engage on this. Looks like Griff has already done so. So not much for us to decide here in Giveth Governance, but I'm letting everyone know that this exists. If you have tribe, please vote for us on their snapshot. Anything to add to that, Griff or Johnkin? Cool. All right. This is from 2 weeks ago, and Griff, you weren't here. I haven't heard from Chad Fire Decentralized J regarding the token macro.
I don't think there's anything to add. I'm in a chat with them about it, and I think the biggest thing is that it kind of conflicts with Give Power in its use case, and so we're still debating whether or not we're going to push it.
Okay. Cool. Well, then we'll wait for updates from that conversation. Let's just take a look at the DAOs before we dive in here. And so we have a couple updates in Snapshot. We have this Cult DAO regen farm, which Lauren mentioned. And so there's a vote up for that right now. And there's a link to the forum post right there. And we should also note that both the Give Die farm proposal and the mainstream Give streams for the middle finger guys have both passed. And so we'll be carrying forward with those this week, hopefully. But looks like both of those passed, and there's a new one up for you to vote on. In the Give Garden, we have 2 proposals. We have water. Big thanks to everyone that activated last week. We're going to meet the deadline to participate. Instead of 17 days, now it'll pass in 4 days. So that's great. And then after that, we have the support for the Give Power contracts, I think is set to pass as well. And I don't think there's anything new. I checked this morning. Nobody snuck one in, so so those 2 are up. They're set to pass as is, but if you have any G-Give, go ahead and vote on them if you like. In the I have it right here actually. In the NR Give, we have Freshell put up those payments just now. I see. Okay. So we have these that I caught here. This is just the one that we talked about to remove the ability for anyone to create a vote. So only if you're a token holder can you create a vote. And then how this will work with the NR Give distribution is you'll have to ask someone to create a token minting request for you. And this is because basically somebody found out that anyone could make a vote, and so they just made a ton of useless votes on our DAO, just making a bunch of spam. And then after that, there's just this token request for Carlos that is set to pass. And then, that's it. And then I guess we'll dive into these finance requests a little bit later in the call. Any questions for any of that stuff that's currently ready to be voted on? Snapshot, NR Give, Give Garden. Cool. Okay. So yeah, this is.
I'm
Go
kind of
ahead.
curious about the cult DAO one. Does anybody say a little bit more about that? Where that's coming from? They have a cool website, but
Yeah, maybe Lauren, if you want to take a couple minutes.
Is real. Yeah, so Cult DAO is they're kind of a new DAO. I think they just went live in February, and from what I understand, they have a DAO where they pass proposals of 13 ETH. Each of their proposals that pass are 13 ETH, and then the proposals that they're passing as a DAO of cult holders are somehow in the interest of building a better future. It's like their mission statement was somewhat vague, but it was kind of anyone who's contributing to the open source decentralized world that we want. So the structure is that they have these they have the cult token, which they launched, I think, February 9th. And the Regen Farms thing, in case you're not aware of Regen Farms, it's where we help other DAOs create a liquidity mining solution where their liquidity providers get also a stream. So it would be they would put up likely 26 ETH worth of cult, and then that would go partially, we have our fee, our fee goes partially to donation.eth to fund verified projects on Giveth, and then part of it goes to the Giveth liquidity multisig, and then we can make an LP token with cult and give with that if we want. And then the rest of that 26 ETH is going to their liquidity providers as rewards, and we would just basically help them set it up. They're a cool DAO, a lot of cool friends involved in it. Chris Jones is the one who put forward the proposal. He used to lead comms with the Common Stack, I think, and did many other things with the Common Stack. So he's the one who put forward the proposal, and he's a cult DAO guardian, I think they call them. I think this is their leaders. I think it's a super great partnership. I think it would bring a lot of users onto the Give Farm to come and earn cult rewards, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's a great partner to be expanding our Regen Farms with. And they're super down for it. So they're down, they're legit. And we have contacts that are friends within their DAO. So I think it's a really great proposal. I put a lot of information in the forum, mostly just kind of links and explaining their governance process. Anyway, to get the 26 ETH, they would need to pass 2 proposals through their governance process, which I think is fine and doable. And basically what we need to do right now is just decide if we're a yay, let's do it, or a nay, let's not. So there's a snapshot vote.
awesome. Thanks, Lauren.
Cool. Thanks for that summary, Lauren. Moving on down the list, just a quick, change that, Q1. Q1 2022 NRGive, just a reminder, this closes on the 4th, actually, because technically, or the 5th, it was when the first tokens were minted. So if the proposal went up the 1st, it would have been done 5 days later. So the 5th. And so you have until that time, regular contributor since December, end of December, and 13 tokens. So just a little reminder for that. There's this proposal that's been up. I don't know if anybody feels like talking about it. This is from, and this is the Giveth info analytics tool for the community, requesting 33,000. If you have an opinion, go ahead and leave it. Yes.
I just want to say that I think this is a really important as a community to decentralize our development. And I'm very curious to hear Amin and Monique's opinion, but I think we need to get good at working. We have our whole token economy, this idea of decentralized, we have a core team. We need to enable and encourage external developers to support the Give economy. And I think this is a perfect opportunity with someone who has worked with us before, understands our system, and is bringing in new people to do relatively well specified task. And so I just want to make sure that we can encourage this these type of proposals. And I want to know if from Amin or Monique, if there's specific things that would block a proposal like this from going through.
Actually, I really want to support this, but at the time that we want to decentralize our development, I think we have to focus on the problems that we have, just instead of creating issues that are not our main problem. So our main problem is right now is user tracking, and we need somebody to take the flag, go inside the events and trying to define things in the front end. For example, the sessions, the duration of the sessions of the customer that we have. And right now, everybody asks me that do we have analytics or not. So please don't have this kind of I can say that you just have to find main problem. Let's not relate it to that kind of resistance. Our comments should be focus on the problem that we have. I love the community, all of the community members to jump into and take the flag and deliver the things that we really need right now. For example,
I don't think that's very fair. I'm just going to flat out say it. I don't think that we can centralize our prioritization and say that these are the only things we are willing to work on for this. And I think there is a lot of demand for stats on givebacks and donations, and most of those stats are very difficult to expose. And Fabio has done a really good job at providing stats to our community and making us more transparent. And I think that's a need, as well as, of course, analytics, as well as, of course, building a widget so people can add it to the website, as well as, there's a lot of priorities. And what's great about decentralizing development is that we can stay focused on the priorities that we want to focus on, which is user analytics. And we can just allocate a little bit of bandwidth to support other teams bringing in their own development power to address other priorities. And this is the real benefit. And then our priorities can be coming from external demand as opposed to what we think we need to do.
Thank you. Can I add something? I know that development are mentioned in this forum post. I know Fabio. I benefit from him too much, specifically in Giveth economic development. I personally get help from him. Personally, I think that if you want to add any feature, first part is to find the requirement that Griff said that we need that. Okay, the community loves that requirement. Okay, I agree. We should implement it. But there are two things. First of all, based on my experience and this race, that we have developers that we had a complex code. There are developers that when they create a new feature, affect other parts of the code. And the part that you say they're well defined, I'm not sure about that. Everything's well defined because they spend so much time to understand their code base and know what's going on. And maybe if we ask our devs to find a solution for that requirement that you say that is necessary, they have it and they may have better ideas, probably, because they know the code base and the easiest way. They know that, okay, we have such features available. We can change a little. With this little change, we can do that or do that. Besides that, we have an army of front-end developers that are idle right now. We have new hiring. We have 2 DevOps. I personally decided to contribute more to the backend. So we have 3 backend guys. Let's count 6 front-end guys. And count Pedro. We have Meteo, Ramin, Chorik, two new front-end guys, Cherry, and yeah, that's it. The point is that I'm so concerned about integrity of the code and the resources that should not be idle. And being idle is worse, because if your resources be idle, they will become lazy. I don't want to tell it, but they should have enough tasks to commit their time to that. If you say that, oh, there is not much task, and there, so they will become bored and anything else that may happen. That's my idea. Sorry for being too blunt or ironic. That's my view.
So what I hear is that it's cool to like decentralize this task and like get people working on stuff that is not our main priority. But the bottleneck that I can see in the Commons is that we have an army of developers and a lack of designers, and so we have like the bandwidth and the power to do stuff, but we're bottlenecked in other places to get it done. So it's cool to decentralize this stuff and get people working on other stuff, but we're outsourcing work, and then our actual core developers have nothing to work on at presently. That's what I'm hearing, or not very many things to work on.
And I'm seeing this as a larger issue, because as a gardens, we were supposed to have, and even in our mission statement for the platform for our development group is to decentralize. So maybe we need to not hire some more people, I guess, because or at least we need to scale our hiring with I guess other resources, because this is a great opportunity to start down the path of working with external groups to develop the Giveth ecosystem. And if there's blockers to it, that's a problem. Like I can't imagine a better opportunity to start decentralizing development than this. And if you guys can imagine one better, I'd be open to it. I would love to hear it, because it really doesn't get better than this. So if we can't take action on this opportunity, then maybe we should just turn off the gardens altogether, because I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just gonna say it flat out.
Yeah, I see there's two different problems. The problem is that the things on our core roadmap are blocked by lack of resources in other areas, and so then we have all these developers who are doing something, but that's not really related to these external parties that are coming in with new proposals. Our core roadmap is blocked because of our own resource issues, and maybe that's not related to external people coming in that want to build stuff.
Yeah, this wouldn't really need too much design, right? I feel like our biggest blocker is really design. We just hire a couple more designers. We really need like some support on UI stuff. That's blocking everything. We have some designers, then all of our devs are suddenly busy, and if there's something like this that's going through the garden, it requires like some coordination with devs. Like that's something that can be done. Meanwhile, while Mo is working on Give Power, which is central to the current roadmap. I don't think it's such a broad oh, we can't pass this proposal, therefore we should shut off the garden. I think we can. I think we need to hire more designers for Giveth. This is super critical to making everything move forward. And then yeah, I love Fabio, and I haven't fully read this proposal, but yeah, but I think it's something. I think we can do both of the things. I don't think that there's really a problem here. Besides, we need more design resources.
There's one thing of what we need, and it's another thing what they need. If they need,
I'm going to give another 2 minutes for comment on this, and then we'll have to move forward. But go ahead, Griff.
If the problem, I'm not hearing the problem being, hey, we can't work with them because their design isn't ready. The problem being we can't work with them because we have other priorities. And if they need better designs, then we can ask them to go find a designer and make that a blocker for passing. That's totally reasonable. What's unreasonable is to not try to work with. It's very rare to have an external development community come in, group, and say, we want to develop on your platform and solve problems for you. This is a blessing, and we need to see it like that if our mission is to actually decentralize the development of Giveth. And I think it should be. I think it is stated that way. So this is a rare opportunity, and we need to tell them what they need to do and not create blockers, but actually create opportunities for them to succeed.
Exactly thing. The exact thing is that let's create opportunities. But I can suggest that we have a kind of vote for every contributors for the whole community that we do need a dashboard more, or we do need analysis more. That's why I'm trying to tell everyone that, hey, community, try to vote it. Which one is more important? It's all open for everyone in the world to join the team and carry the flag and go ahead. And we love it, but we don't have analytics right now. We don't have. It's the most bad part of that. We really damn need it. Me as a product owner can't follow up what's going on in there instead of just having a dashboard over the data that you created.
I guess I don't see these as blocking issues. I don't see them creating a dashboard as blocking us from doing analytics.
We're outsourcing those resources, so we don't have to spend our own doing them.
May I add something?
Go ahead. I'll leave another minute for this, and then we have to move forward with the agenda.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mitch. I think on relation on external builders building on things, this has to do a little bit with the proposal of Giveth Sandbox, and I also see that there is no direct relation between these guys building Giveth Info and us looking for more development on the dashboard and on tracking things. And I will be more than happy to implement on Giveth Sandbox, talk with Moinik, talk with Amin, and see how can we prioritize our needs and try to bring builders to work on our needs mainly. And then if we have some other people that want to come and say, hey, I want to build this for you, and it's not in our priorities, but it's also cool and people free, then that's amazing. But I understand the concern of Moinik and Amin, and I definitely will and do this one of the priorities of Giveth Sandbox. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Sure. Let's just move right into Giveth Sandbox because we really will run out of time talking about this all day. But the forum post is there, so please leave some more advice there, and we'll continue to async. But yeah, maybe Kotabi or anybody else, if you want to mention some things you wanted for Giveth Sandbox.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so I don't know. Should I share my screen?
You just want the forum post open?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Well, it's a proposal. I put it there for advice. I really want to get your feedback, as most of you know. I'm still very new here. So first, it was my first forum proposal. A little bit maybe long, I don't know. But the whole idea is to build a strategy and a plan to bring external builders, developers to work with us and collaborate in the future of giving. That is intentionally broad. I mean, for me, builders can be both developers, backend, front end. They can be even non-developers, but people that have an idea, want to develop something, and we want to foster that and give them the resources to build something that can be either like directly working on top of our systems, interconnected to our systems, or just kind of like goes in the same direction, and we can go on that. So. I would really love to get all your insights. Most of you are way more experienced than I am in all of this. I am visualizing just what we talked on like previously as part of these Giveth Sandbox efforts. And I am also visualizing, for example, the DAO to DAO relationship for region farms as part of the Giveth Sandbox. At this point, might not be the case. I don't know. Might work better structurally somewhere else, but I can see it working nicely here. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm open to any suggestion, comments, anything. Complaints.
Cool. So you're just looking for some more advice on this?
Yes.
I'm so excited to read this. I'm sorry I haven't really seen it yet. This is super cool.
Cool. And does this proposal need a budget? Does it need anything like that?
Thanks, Mitch. No, it doesn't at the moment. I mean, as I am already working with Giveth, and I don't think that we need further resources specifically at this point. As we talked in the previous governance talk, maybe at some point as HR keeps upgrading the systems, it might be useful to have kind of like an internal budget. You know, I am devoting like, I don't know, 30 hours of my week to this, or 25 hours, and, you know, just making sure that that makes sense to the community. But outside of that, at this point, no further resources needed.
Okay. Cool. So, please, if you haven't read Giveth Sandbox, go ahead, give it a read, and leave some more advice. I want to keep moving down here. The water token swap proposal. We have the Give Garden up, and looks like Griff just rage quit. That's too bad. I don't think there's any updates to say to this one, but I was hoping Griff would say something. Fox token swap proposal. Again, Griff just left. Giant Kin? No, I don't think you know anything about this.
Chadfi's pushing on that one.
Chadfi and G-Beast.
Chadfi and G-Beast from the Give Economy call, like, I think the proposal had like moved to another process in their governance. Maybe they're voting on it now, but it's like for 500,000 give. Yeah, that's all the updates for there. I don't think there's any more updates for water except that it's going to pass soon and we're going ahead.
Yeah, and I don't think anything's changed on like the greater proposal in terms of like the multi-sig and all that.
And Griff will be
stuff.
back in like 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'd love to hear more about these things. You know, last update was 12 days ago for the Fox Give. Cool. Great. Common Stack Funding Grant. And this is from Tam. This went up, a week ago. And so there's a bit of advice on here. It looks like they're asking for 250,000 give, so $250,000 of give to fund a common stack. It's past the minimum advice process, so I think they can go ahead and create, I believe it'll be a gardens vote for this. I think it'll be gardens vote.
Yeah, I would say.
So yeah. So that'll be going up. If you have any advice, now's the time. Otherwise, I believe they'll move ahead with this. The Givers NFT collection. Wow. And we don't have a Santi or a Marco. But I know Okiave, you were curious about this?
Yeah, I was from the side of... Okay, so maybe a little bit of backstory. What I've noticed from a few PFP projects I've picked up and so that I've been part of is there's often a story component that has to follow along to kind of keep the engagement, both in advance and after the launch. And from what I saw on the forums, there was a lot of discussion around the artists and their other projects that they'd been on. And I had suggested the idea of incorporating a creative writer, because creative writers can really play into some of the properties of the NFTs themselves and write the lore and what would essentially be actions like burning or the gamification of the NFTs. And I had suggested specifically, since Giveth has such a kind of like relational approach to being, that the writing include elements of nature, so that there's within an NFT context an awareness to nature with the art as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I was just more curious to see where the conversation was going.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of, Santi is leading this proposal, so I mean, if there's things that you want to change about it or offer a new perspective, I would say definitely send your advice to him, either in the forum or somewhere in the chat. Ultimately, I think Santi will be the one leading it, and he'll be the one to have to decide to make any changes to it before it goes anywhere.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just keep adding on the forum, and I'll Santi on the Discord.
Santigs, I think.
Yeah, Santi. I was just gonna mention that as well, kind of like as an offshoot-ish from this, sort of related, NFT related and Santi related. He's gonna be taking on the Point Art integration. So this is kind of like Point Art was like doing the NFTs for Ukraine. You could like mint an NFT, donors would buy it, and then 100% of the funds would go to the project. And we wanted to spin this up for Giveth. So Santi is taking on PMing that, and I think that he's putting more of his bandwidth in that direction. But this proposal is still active and still like open to comments. I really think that with this proposal, it's like figuring out, in my opinion, like why would we do NFTs, and like how can we create like a good impact for Giveth, especially with regards to like could we use these NFTs to get more stable coins or diversify our treasury. And I think like the proposal is really cool in terms of like the art would be nice and they have like a system for minting it, but it's like, we should figure out like how we can actually use NFTs to make it really valuable for Giveth rather than just doing NFTs for their own sake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good point. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that he's getting involved in some of the Point Art stuff, and we'll look to see if he has bandwidth to update this proposal and get it up somewhere in the near future. Any questions about that before we move on? We've got quite a few more things to cover here. Okay. So the middle finger guy gives streams. So there's 3 streams that we propose to terminate in this snapshot here. This passed pretty much unanimously with a couple abstains. And so there's a small technical issue that Amin and I were discussing yesterday. And in order to terminate these, we actually just have to move the allocation to a different address. So we take all of those give tokens that are currently in the token distro and aren't claimed, and we move that to a different address. And so I think Griff suggested just parking these give streams at a bunch of empty addresses. So like 0x, 0001, 002, 003, just some empty addresses. And then since they would never be able to be claimed because there's no actual user behind those addresses, those give tokens will always just kind of stay unclaimed, and we could choose to move them later. But the summary is that you can't really terminate a give stream. You actually just have to move it to a different address. And so Amin set up ahead of this call the transaction to make that happen. And so those are actually on the Giveth main multi-sig on mainnet. And so Oh, it's just loading here. Sorry. But basically, if we agree with that plan, we can go on it right now. If I missed anything, let me know.
No, just I verify. I checked that. You can verify too, but if you want to do it, please do it fast because they can.
My only comment, Amin, was when I was checking in the recipients there was no X on it. But the address recipient just had the address without the OX prepend on it. So I don't know if that's normal.
Can you do it again? Let me check.
Oh boy, I don't have any of the contracts open here right now. I don't want.
Yeah, I have it. I think it's normal. It's correct because the recipient, the previous recipient and new recipient, both of them don't have. Maybe the tool doesn't show the 0x at the first.
It would make sense because even this default one doesn't have an OX on it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I'll spare everyone the technicals, but if I'm right, I mean effectively passing these votes will end the give streams for those 3 addresses. Yes, that's accurate.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Yes, if you say, I checked that they are correct. If you check them, do you check 3 of them? Yes, all 3. Yes.
I only checked one, and then I was in another call. So I'll check them immediately right after this call. But basically, this will end the give streams here. These 3 transactions.
But can you check them and then be like, at Unicorn, they look good, because I don't want to sign it until it's like ratified. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, just an update there. This is how we'll get it done, and I'll check those after this call. Is that clear to anybody or anyone who is able to sign on this stuff? Any questions?
Just quick on the previous ENS. Did someone try to execute it already and it didn't work, or does it work? The reserve registrar. I
didn't want to spend the gas, so I didn't touch it.
Okay, cool. Just no one else tried to. I'm trying to execute it right now. Did it? I just want to make sure no one else did.
I didn't touch it.
Cool.
Cool. All right, we got 10 minutes left here. This is an old one from Marco, getting the Figma professional plan. Just a reminder, Marco's ever here. He just needs to make the request for it. Moving down from that, Giveth Connect working group. Anybody here, does Giveth Connect need any resources or something like that to keep going or get started? I don't know, Melody's not here, so.
Oh, there's a Notion doc with notes from last Tuesday's call, and there's another call tomorrow. I haven't heard any needs for for resources, or just getting alignment around what we want to do next.
Okay. Okay, cool. I just wanted to check in and make sure that everything is decided that needs to be decided. Angel Vault, Griff, Giantkin, Rory Pool, One Give.
So, a couple things. And I'm very excited that Giantkin is here. I have this Google Doc that was going to be a forum post, but then Ichi kind of exploded. So, it needs to still be updated a little bit with the newest things, and I just couldn't do it last week. But hope to get it done this week and post it. I think that we can design. There's nothing wrong with doing lending itself. Just backstory is that Ichi was doing really crazy permissionless over leveraging on their own token, and their token price exploded. and because a lot of people liquidated themselves in the fuse pool. And I don't think that will be an issue with us. I think that we can design a safe way to allow Give token holders to deposit Fey, and then we borrow that Fey and we collateralize it with Give. We start an Angel Vault. We start having UniV3 liquidity mining with a structured pool that's more beneficial for our community, and then we move on from there to see how we want to use this Rari Fuse pool in the future to do other regen behaviors. I don't know if you have anything to add, Jankin.
Rafa covered it. Some things to add would be some of the mistakes that they made. We obviously, I'm watching, discussing with several people on settings, but they had their risky coin like 85% borrow against the bull instead of 50, and their stable coin was actually 50, and it should have been the higher 85ish, that sort of thing. So they basically had their settings reversed. They noticed a week in advance, and then started trying to change it, and then things just never recovered from that. The other things that should be mentioned eventually is, I want to do the settings first. That's really, once we get the settings, and then I just put it in the proposal for Tribe to get approved for verification stuff. It can be used now, but I'd like to change the settings before people do. And it can be any coin, not just Fey. Any stable coin would work, because I think the Angel Vault does USDC as their pair. You might have to correct me on that one.
So they do, but our one Give token, if we use Fey will smile upon us with
True, but are we able to? That's like an Angel Vault part, isn't it? I don't know how that works.
We for one Give, it can only be collateralized by either Fey or USDC. We can't.
They will do Fey. I didn't even know that part. So.
Yeah, so the one Give token, we have to pick just one, and I think we're picking Fey.
Heck yeah, because they'll support us because they bought Rory, so.
Yeah.
I assume if they approve us, they'll support it. And after we get the settings done, I'd like to just, do more changes and discussions, but anyway.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll wait for the discussions then. But is there any other important updates right now? Or can we move on?
I think we can move on. No big updates other than what happened to Ichi doesn't have much to do with what we're doing.
Okay, cool.
Post up, or do you still need support?
I need to edit it, but I've only been working for 3 hours, so we'll have to. Okay. I'll try to get it done. I'll try to get it done.
Okay.
And I just watched the One Fox. It had no bearing on One Fox either.
Okay, great. We need to move on. Mainnet liquidity solution post UniV3 farm. So the snapshot vote passed. And so I think this is good to start moving. And I'm wondering if Lauren or Amin have any comments.
Sorry. Give die UniV2. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, post UniV3. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. So no updates because I haven't done anything on it, but I will do it, and I will I'll cat herd and coordinate with Amin and see if we can get that up. And I mean, this is nice too because we can use some of our amazing front end devs, all our abundant front end resources.
Mitch, you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, I'm definitely just talking.
Do you have any program for a staking? It's about give if on Uniswap, right? Version 2, right?
Give die.
Okay. Do we have any plan for staking and notifying? And we have 6 months of the program for rewarding, and it will be over in a couple of months. Do we want to adjust the
yeah, it's in the issue actually. The primes are all here.
Yeah.
So 750K in rewards. Ends June, follows the same distribution wave as the Give ETH pool.
Okay.
Does that make sense, or is there missing some info there?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Everything should be the same as 80-20 BAL. So hopefully it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, just a few minutes left. We'll probably go over time, to be honest. But Lauren had some questions about the HR upgrade with her upcoming buddy call. I can go ahead.
The thing I was like, I would really love some feedback. So I like put it in the governance channel. I was like, hey, Unicorn, provide me some feedback. But then I was like, I have access to these results because I have access to the Typeform. And I know we were going to coordinate around like who should have access. How do we coordinate getting people's contributor feedback to their buddies before their calls, and like we were going to do in like an anonymous way? Is like Freshell going to be doing all that coordination? Or is there something we need to create a new system? Is Rochelle here?
So making sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey Rochelle, what do you think?
I don't know if there's like any other way, but that's what I'm currently doing. I'm checking the responses and sharing it with the buddies. So yeah.
Do you check it every day?
Yeah, today. I just got back, so yeah, I did check it like few hours ago and added it to the doc that I share with the buddies.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're cool with doing that for now until it gets to be too much, I think that's like a good enough for now system. But yeah, and then maybe we can, if you don't want to do that for Shell, we can come up with a way to support you, or have, I don't know, maybe we can come up with it.
Yeah, I think the governance working group could use some more admin support, because I feel like this whole upgrade thing adds a lot to your workload for Shell.
Yeah. But we do have someone, but she's still currently on like a trial period, and yeah, so I don't think and the system, I mean the HR process is still being finalized, so there's still no final steps to be done, so it's manageable for now.
Okay. Does it, like Lauren, that's good enough for now, but we'll work on decentralizing for Shell and making this process more clear.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Also, fill out my contributor review form. My buddy call is tomorrow.
Oh. Don't worry, I'm on it. Cool. Yeah, and I proposed a solution with this like whole salary issue, maybe taking in some advice from Danny and from Griff. I'm hoping we can just stop debating and call this solution good enough. But if you have a strong opinion, go on the forum and leave advice on it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead with what I proposed. And we're at the top of the hour, but we just have a couple things left here.
Is the next step for the HR to have a vote or something somewhere? Where's the vote happening? Just out of curiosity.
A vote on whether or not to do the last proposed solution?
Yeah, like is that an NR Give vote, or is there a vote?
I don't know. I've just been getting soft consensus. Is it something that we need to pass in the NR Give, you think? Or I'm waiting for like strong objections. If there's like a strong objection and it's really divisive issue, like we can take this to the NR Give. But the big thing is that with the NR Give, we lose the voice of our current contributors who don't have NR Give tokens. They can't vote on it. So I don't think that's fair because it affects them, and maybe they've been contributing for several months already. So I'm looking for strong objections, and we can escalate it if we want. But right now, I think we got enough consensus. But I'm waiting to hear for someone to say a strong no. Okay. And yeah, just reminder, this is from Fershell, yeah? Maybe if you just want to take a minute or two, if you guys have to leave, that's fine, but there's just 1 or 2 more points left on the governance call here.
Yeah, so I'd just like to remind the buddies to schedule their review call and for everyone to fill out the self-review and the Giveth evaluation form. The links are there in the Notion doc, and also it is highly encouraged for everyone to give feedback to your fellow contributor, whether it's positive, negative, or just you just want to give like a feedback for your fellow contributors. So please fill out the form. You can give feedback to as many people as you'd like, and yeah, so you can also encourage everyone to give you feedback just like what Lauren did. So yeah, praise Lauren for being an example. And yeah, so that's just it on my end.
Wonderful. And give matching. If you have some ideas on how to distribute funds for a give matching pool, go ahead and drop them in the forum. I'll be turning my attention to this probably this week or next week and making some better ideas for it, which will be important because we have a lot of regen farms coming up, so that's going to fill up pretty quickly. And that takes us to the end. We're 3-4 minutes over time, but thank you everyone for joining. If you have any comments about things that we didn't get to touch on, drop them in the governance channel or the forum, and we'll try and catch up on them there. And we'll do this again same time next week.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks,
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye. Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah.